My name is Hamid Hakparwar. As Mr. Talash was introducing me and the program, I've been an investor and a day trader for the past few years. And here today, this evening, I'm here to introduce you or provide you with further information about the passive income programs that we've been in and my team has been for the past couple of years. Obviously, we have Farsi and Pashto speaking participants and also English speaking participants. We will try to communicate in all languages as necessary, but we started our so we are using English language as a primary language, but we can switch between languages if you guys feel comfortable speaking in any other languages. Mainly Farsi. I know we have English speaking. Those people who only speak English in this group, there are a few participants as well. So again, good evening, everyone. My name is Hamid. You can call me Hamid. I live in Maryland, so in the East Coast, this session is not going to be anything very formal, but it's going to be more interactive. I'm going to be providing you with the information in our different platforms, passive income platforms that we've been investing in, mainly in the cryptocurrency, Forex, and as well as energy and solar sectors where our platforms have been invested, and we are participating as their members by depositing our funds and letting them do the trades on our behalf and then send us our portion of return on investment, either on daily basis or weekly basis. So that being said, I know we have about 33 participants, and let me see. Okay, all right. So back to I worked in the director level positions and senior management level positions, but then at some point I realized that there are so many opportunities that I can get advantage of and start working for myself, as opposed to working for an employer. So I decided to start studying day trading, investing, and day by day, as time went along with my experience, I got more enthusiastic and more interested in the field, where I thought that, well, I no longer needed that 9-to-5 job. And that happened about 6 months ago when I started to fully focus on my own investments and day trading in the financial markets. And here I am now. All know that even if you go Google it right now, you're going to find out that 95% of traders 95% of traders ultimately or at some point lose money. Even if they win for some time, then they're going to lose, and their losses are going to be more than their wins, which means that at the end, they either give up or quit, and then they will try to go back to their old businesses or go back and take a regular job. For me, as a researcher and as a person who have gone through all these different stages of my experience, I've come to a conclusion that I have to, diversify my investments and my trading experience with the 5% of winners. which means that since the 5% of the entire market are always winning, right? It doesn't mean that we have to focus all or put all our eggs in one basket and rely on those 5% of winners. But it means that we have to consider it, take it into consideration seriously. So in order to be more successful, I decided at some point about a year ago that I'm gonna, besides all my day trading that I do on my own, like trading options, option contracts, trading indices such as NAS 100 or US 30 or SPX 500 or any other currency pairs, trading stocks, holding them, swinging, day trading, and all of that. In addition to doing all of those, having that type of activity, which is day trading on my own, I realized at some point in my career that I would put some of my investment, depending on how much I want, obviously 30% of all my of all my capital, or 20%, or even 50%. It just depends on everybody's own decision and financial decision. So I decided to put about between 25 to 30% of my entire capital in the passive income programs where I don't have to trade on my own, and let the hedge fund companies, money management companies to trade on my behalf, and then just pay me on daily basis or weekly basis, where I don't have to do anything. Basically, all I have to do is find the legit and solid companies and platforms to take my deposit, and use that deposit to trade on my behalf, and then pay me my percentage based on the company's daily or weekly return on investments. And so I started with one of the platforms that I'm going to share with you now. This company that I started with is called Novatech. I started investing in this for a couple of months, and then I invited my closer friends, and they invited their friends. So we ended up making a good team of about 75 people so far in the past 1 year or so. And all of us have been investing, and all of us have been receiving our return on investments. On average, our income is on average 3% per week based on our investments. For example, if somebody puts, let's say, $1,000 in their what they call TAM account.
Interruption. Did you share your screen? Because I cannot see your screen.
No, I haven't. I haven't shared my screen yet, but I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. Yeah. So the 3% on average income per week is our lowest. I wouldn't say lowest, but it's on average a medium risk and reward platform, because I personally divide all these passive income programs into three levels: high risk, high reward, medium risk, medium reward, and low risk, low reward. So I can show you a few examples of each platforms that fall under each of these categories as far as the risk management goes. The very first one, the very first platform that I started with back in January this year. Like I said, is called Novatech Effects. Here is, thank you. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Screen, start broadcast. Are you seeing it?
Yes, Hamid, we can.
Okay, so this is the example of one of our platforms where we invest. You know, I've been investing in this for about a year. This is how it looks like. So when you open, as soon as you log in, you're gonna see all these. So the quick link, and then rank achievement, commission history, announcement, holding tank. And then here is where you will see your balance, where you have the amount that you've invested, and based on the investment you have, you're going to receive your weekly return on investments. And I can show you once you go here, once I click on the menu, I'm going to show you the company's weekly performance reports. So here we go. So let's see, November 18th which was last week, or actually this week, right? Because today we are on 25th. It's for last week. This week's return on investment has not been announced yet, which is why you can only see until November 18th. So on November 18th, the company produced 2.55% return on investment, which is what every single member who has a PAM account. PAM account stands for options to engage with. The PAM account is the account that you put your deposit in, and then you're going to let the company trade on your behalf and then pay you on a weekly basis. And also you can choose this company to be your broker, and then you can do trading on your behalf, which won't be a PAM account. In that case, let me, if you can give me 1 second. Account. Okay, so PAM account stands for Percentage Allocation Management Module, which means that you are putting, like I said, you're putting your investment or your funds, and then the company is going to pay you back because you have a PAM account, which stands for Percentage Allocation Management Module. They're going to pay you on a weekly basis based on the amount of investment you have. And let's say if the weekly return for the company is 3%, you're going to receive 3% profits on the amount of investment that you have made. So I'm going to go back. Sorry, I'm going to go back to the weekly performance reports here. On November 18th, we had 2.5% returns, and then the week before that, on November 11th, as you can see, the company's return was only 1.18%. And then before that, it was 2.73, 3.11, 3.4, 2.14, 3.26, 3.3, 2.78, and so on and so forth. So on average, you can say that the company's return on investment is 3% per week, which will be around 12% per month. This can be deemed as too good to be true, because most people who are not in the field of investment, they think that, well, if you put this amount in a bank, the bank is not gonna even pay you 0.5% in a year. How can these companies pay you like 3% a week, which would be 12% a month, which means that in a matter of 5 to 6 months, you're going to be able to double your investment. It sounds to be, too good to be true, but it is true because we can see all these evidences over the past. Let's see what the earliest week was for this. It was October 2nd, 2020, which had a weekly return of 3.58%. This doesn't mean that the company started in October 2020, but this is just because they put the weekly returns until starting that time. But Novatech PAM account was created back in 2019. So a few months before October 2020 that you can see here. I will also show you how much I have already made with this platform. I'm logging in. As you can see in here, it's gonna pop up. So it's gonna take a while for this to load. It's a little slow this evening, but you're gonna see all your return on investments listed in here. Here we go. So as you can see, ROI received. This is for this week that my account has made $1,208. It's being sent. It's in the sending status. The ROI was received. ROI stands for return on investment, so $1,208. As you can see, here are the dates. So on November 25th, which was today, this is the amount I requested for withdrawal, and it's being sent, which is why you have, you can see the status as being sending. And then let's look at last week. Look at November 16th on the top. November 16th. This is the amount that was sent, $1,214. This was my weekly return on my investment. And then I also receive commissions based on my team, because if you're investing and you have team members who come under your downline, the company is going to pay you 5% of their investment as a one-time payment, and also based on their net income or net payment for the week, you're going to receive 5%, 5 to 1%, depending on the level, as a commission. So obviously my commission is not as much as my income, as you can see here. So for that week, when I made $1,214 based on my investment from my capital, I also made, in addition to that, I also made $152 from commissions, So this goes on and on. I'm not gonna put too much of time in here, but I'm gonna, let's see, I will show you one of my other accounts, which is another platform. It's called Map Credit. And I have this account for daily payouts, because Novatech is paying me on weekly basis. So I also need something that pays me on daily basis. I am signing in. So as you can see in here, I'm gonna go, and so I have already withdrawn 44 times from this account. And let's look at withdrawal history. This is the amount on 25th, which is today. I had made $187 for the day, which I withdrew, and this comes right to my wallet let's look at November 24th. I made 187. On November 24th, this was the request and that was the approval. So let's look at the other date, November 22nd, same amount. On November 22nd, so on November 22nd, $209. The reason why this amount is a little bit higher than the other days is because I waited more than 24 hours to withdraw. So each cycle of 24 hours, you're gonna receive a certain amount. But if you wait and let it grow for a little longer, it's gonna make you more money. I'm gonna show you an example of another day, like on November 17th. This was the amount I made, 188. On November 16th, for example, because I didn't withdraw for 2 days, I just let it be there, and I withdrew the 2 days altogether, almost 2.5 days, which had made me $400 on that particular day, November 16th. I'm going to show you one more example, which is a high risk, high reward. This is called Prosperity Gem Mining. This platform is paying us up to 2% per day, which is 14% per week. This one is a lot higher in terms of income generation. This is how I would connect it. So let's see, connect. It's technology, so bear with me. As you can see, I have an investment of $10,572 in here. This platform pays up to 2% per day, which is 14% per week, which means that in a matter of 50 days, you're going to be able to double your investment, okay? This is the amount that I've already withdrawn, 3,267. And my next withdrawal after the previous withdrawal is in 7 days, okay? And 7 days has already passed. I only have 18 hours left, 18 hours and 26 minutes and 41 seconds before I can go ahead and withdraw my available amount in here, which is now, it is 1,317, but it's gonna be a little higher than this because I have 18 and a half hours left still. So once that hits the target, which will be, in this case, about 1,400 or 1,400 something, so some change, I'm gonna go ahead and then claim it. Once I claim it, it's gonna go directly to my personal wallet, which is, one of these. This is called Trust Wallet. All right. So these were some of the examples that I showed you, and I'm stopping my screen right now. And I know I took over a little over 1 hour, I believe. Now, I guess we will open the floor for questions, and I'll try to answer any questions that you might have. You can type your questions or say it, or we can have a discussion, and then we'll be done for the night. And then we are going to set up individual phone calls with any of you who are interested in getting more information or jumping in any of these platforms, and then we'll go from there.
Question is, what is a good time to withdraw? Like, should you wait more than 1 day?
With Novatech, you're gonna have to wait until each Friday to withdraw. Yeah, until each Friday. But for the other platforms, like I showed you, the Map Credit and Map Credit, you're going to be able to withdraw every day. That's why which is why I've put my investments in different platforms to allow me to withdraw on daily basis and as well as on weekly basis. So it just depends on your appetite of investing in different platforms to enable you to withdraw in different time frames. Also, yeah, that sounds great.
More important questions.
Sounds great.
Yeah, to me, there will be one question for now, as I also started investing, and that is, what do you prefer? What would be the amount that we should initially start with? Um, as you discussed the risk, high risk, low risk, and the rewards. That's a question coming from me.
Okay, so depending on the amount you are, you're intending to invest and are able to afford to lose, I would say, because I wouldn't recommend any amount to be invested in any of the online platforms that you are unable to risk or completely lose. If you are not able to, if you can't afford to lose, let's say $500 just tomorrow, right? Do not invest it. That's my best advice. But if you are able to risk it, if you are able to risk and then receive the rewards, yeah, then go ahead. But now, to answer your question, to again, to focus back on your question, my opinion, not even an advice, because I'm not a financial advisor. My opinion would be to diversify in different platforms. Since I said, we have high risk, medium risk, and low risk platforms. If you're planning to invest, let's say $10,000, right, tonight, what I would recommend is to put probably around maximum 30% of your investment, which will be around 3,000, and the high risk, high reward platform to generate you 2% per day or 14% per week. And then put the rest in the medium and low risk platforms to safeguard you just in case your high risk investment gets in a really risky situation, right? So that you are able to recover if that happens.
Thank
This
you.
is exactly how to do it.
Thank you. There is another question, and that is, how would people trust the platform if people on the initial stage of such income? So, I mean, it's about trusting never take PGM and map created.
Well, when it comes to online investment, especially in the cryptocurrency and Forex, and as well as any other investment, I guess what I would say is trust is built from experience, from taking the risk, and experimenting your time and your efforts and your money. That is how I've done it. That's how my partners have done it. And that's how my friends and family members who have started investing either with a small amount or a larger medium amount, when they've gone through all those stages of the investment, they've experienced it, they have gained their returns, and that's how they have built their own trust.
Okay. There is another question. Is it not conflict with Islamic principles?
Oh, are you referring to the interest, not the trust?
Yeah, the interest. Yeah.
Oh, the interest. Oh, okay. So because these investments pay us on average, right? It's not fixed. It's based on the return on investment of the company, and we are not expecting, or nobody is guaranteeing us a fixed return, right? And at the same time, we are taking the risk of probably, having a loss, or sometimes, because once you're in this space of investing, it's possible. Like I said, there's no guarantee that you won't lose your money. There's no guarantee. There's no such guarantee in anything when it comes to investing your money. So you are at risk of even, probably losing your money, getting a lower pay or a high pay. And based on that, to me, it looks like, since it's not a fixed and guaranteed income or profit, I don't call it an interest at all. It's not an interest, but it is a reward. It's a risk and reward, or return on investment. That's how I see it, but I don't know beyond that level. I don't know beyond that level. That is what I know, and that's how I feel very comfortable investing and generating income.
All good. And let's take this last question. And the question will be, should you go in a low risk, low reward app if you have a little amount?
For a very small amount, I wouldn't. So let's say for the low risk, low reward platform, I wouldn't recommend investing anything below $500, because if you invested $500, and that platform is going to charge you $25 per month for the administrative fee. So anything below $500 is not going to generate enough to fees and also make you a considerable amount of money. Even it will. I mean, $500 is going to make you like even $400 or $300 is probably going to make you about $55 per month. And then if you are paying back $25 to cover fees, the monthly fee, monthly membership fee, now you can end up having, you can end up making only $25 or $30 for the month, which is almost nothing. It's probably not worth the time. So for the low risk, low reward, what I would suggest is at least $500, starting with $500. But with the high risk, high reward, which would pay you 2% per day, up to 2% per day, or up to 14% per day, even if starting with a $500 is probably a really good start.